What's going on, everybody? I don't know how long it's been. I know it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to.
Allegedly.
I decided what better way to make my comeback, you know what I mean, than to give y'all a good old nasty, messy story time. Now, one second, because out of, not that I owe anybody anything, let's be clear. But out of respect, because that's what I have, for those involved, I'm going to change their names just so I don't know all who watched me or who have watched me. So I'm going to change the maybe a couple locations. Now, if they figure it out after that, then they just go, hey, tell me I'm lying. She, to me, would give like a... She give me Tiffany vibes, but then again, she give me Brianna. No, I'm gonna name her Brianna. Okay, she gonna be Brianna. I don't know why I put two N's like it matters. He's gonna be... he looks more like a... we gonna call him David. So, and for the first girl, we're gonna give her the name of... okay, she could be Tiffany since I said Tiffany at first. All right, so me, Tiffany, and Brianna all knew David growing up. We knew him from high school, you know, just from yay high to a grasshopper. Now, me and Tiffany knew David longer than Brianna did. Let's be clear. Because me, Brianna, and Tiffany all lived in the same house. So, yeah, we were like family. So, we all lived in the same house. And, yeah. So, but Brianna didn't come to live with me and Tiffany. I might be able to remember the names. Okay. So, Brianna didn't come to live with me and Tiffany until like years later. But yeah, okay, me and Tiffany have the most history. Me and Tiffany like basically grew up together. Like I was like a little kid, you know, all the way up to, you know, I was like 17. So Brianna came to live with us probably a couple years prior. I can't really recall when she came. That's not really important. Let's get to the juice. Okay, the tea. So I'm in 8th grade. I'm like I said, I was like 13. Mind you, David is, what did I say he was? 15. So at the time, I was best friends with David's sister. Or maybe not best friends, but let's say best friends. Like, I think we classified each other as best friends because we were like always together and, you know, around school. I ain't doing these air quotes no more. Just know that that ain't the real place. We was always around each other at school and, I don't know, like that was my girl. You know what I'm saying? So we called her, well, I called her my best friend. I don't know what she called me, but, yeah, so this one particular weekend, oh, I forgot to mention. Okay, so Tiffany at this point in time has, you know, she's been dating David for like a while now. I don't recall how long. I want to say it was like over a year or maybe over 2 years, something, maybe. A while. She's been dating him like a while. Like they're established, you know what I mean? Everybody knows, everybody at school knows that they're dating. You know what I mean? It's a well-known fact. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're a couple, like they're together. So, mind you, they've never gone to second or third base. I feel like I would know that. They've only ever kissed. That will come into play later on in the story. So, Tiffany and David are dating. They've been dating for a while. Now, Brianna was always up underneath Tiffany she just, I don't know, she just wanted to like just, I don't want to say be Tiffany, but like she was just so always up under her. It's like she had a codependent type of thing going on. Like she just had to be underneath her. And me, I was like the lone wolf. I was over here doing my own thing, marching to the beat of my own drum. Okay. Now, because Brianna and Tiffany were so close, I mean, at one point they even shared a room for a number of years. Until we moved into a house, and then we all had our own room. They were still downstairs together. Go figure. So, yeah, we moved some time past, but Tiffany and David are still dating now. They had their hiccups, like their arguments, like any other couple, but they were still together. So Tiffany finally gets old. Oh, I'm about to skip the story, child. Wait a minute. Okay, so there came a time where, oh, mind you, Brianna was doing this whole thing, like my generation and the one before me did this whole thing with like calling each other like cousins or brothers, sisters, and she would call David her best friend. She was always around them, not every single point in time when they were together, but she was always like around and always calling him best friend. And I never really thought anything of it, but I never really trusted Brianna anyway. So I'm just like, but again, not thinking anything of it because whatever. So at one point in time, I think I came up with the idea that I wanted to spend the night at David's family's house, which, like I said, his sister's my best friend. So that was my reason for going. Brianna, I don't know why at the time, there was speculation that something might have been going on. Mind you, Tiffany was at college at this point. So, wait a minute. Okay, so wait. Y'all, I had to have been 14 because Tiffany was at college, so she had to have been like 18. Yes. Okay, I was 14. I was 14 in the 8th grade, so I had to change that. I'm sorry. Okay, so I was 14. Brianna was 15. David was 17. (16) at the time, and Tiffany was 18. All right. So I came up with the idea that I spend the night, and surprisingly, it happened. So we get to the family house, me and Brianna, and we're like hanging out at first, and David has his two friends over. One of them's like really skinny, the other one's kind of like opposite. So the stocky one and my best friend started like doing their thing, like they were like flirting or whatever they were doing. I think they had maybe like a little bit of history before like I met him, but yeah, and the skinny one, he was like, I don't know what he was doing. I don't remember him really. But so the people who were in attendance was the skinny friend, the stocky friend. Okay, the skinny friend, the stocky friend, David, me, Brianna, David's older sister, and David's parents stepped out to go and get us something to eat. I think we ate Chinese, if I'm not mistaken. But they were taking a long time, so I don't know what was going on. But anyway, so the night progresses, and at some point, I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened. So something happened. I don't know if somebody told me something or maybe I saw something, or like I said, around this time, Brianna was like not public enemy number one, but she was really pushing the boundaries when it comes to being around somebody's man as much as she was and being all friendly, So at some point in time, I remember asking David just straight up. David was like laying on his the furniture, and I just went up to him and I sat down beside him. I was like, is something going on? I didn't know anything. Not for sure. That's why I'm asking. So I was like, is something going on? Girl, why he tell me yeah?
What? Pardon me?
Girl, I lost it. Now wait, I know you're gonna. I feel the judgment. Let me tell you something. The reason why I lost it is because there's been a lot of no denying it and just lying, and I don't do liars. And not to mention Brianna's like the biggest liar I've ever met in my entire 29 years. Okay, let's be clear. No shade, well, no shade. A liar's a liar. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have a problem with her today, but that's just the facts. It's been a lot of like lying going on, and I'm like, not to mention like the bigger picture was not only do I not like liars, but you're with somebody who I hold near and dear to my heart. Excuse me, and both of y'all are betraying, Tiffany, and Tiffany off at college don't know what is going on. Now, mind you, at this time, Facebook was hot. So, of course, I had one, and you think I didn't tell her? Oh, honey, I got on their computer. I got on their computer. Yeah, I'm getting on your computer and air your business out. Yeah, I sure did. I sat very comfortably in that computer chair and got the clickety clacking. Wait, let me flip that over. The real name's on the other side here. I got the clickety clacking. Saying, I sure did. And who was gonna check me? Now, I didn't send that until I snapped on both of them. I cussed both of them out. And nobody had anything to say. Oh, I'm sorry. David kept saying, oh, I didn't mean to hurt her. And let me explain something to y'all. I cannot stand when men say, or when people try to justify cheating by calling it a mistake. What about what you did was a mistake exactly? The getting caught part, right?
Another one bites the dust.
What part of you deciding to step out of your relationship, of your marriage, or whatever it is you have going on, and cheating, what part of that was a mistake? You chose to do that. You wanted to do that. So you did it. You were being selfish. You were being, you put your desires first, and you didn't say no to temptation. It is what it is. The least you could do is stand in your decision and don't what's the phrase? Don't insult that person's intelligence by lying and saying it was a mistake, or lying to me and saying it was I never meant to hurt her. You know what? You're probably right. I'm not even gonna say you're lying. But you certainly didn't think of her enough or at all when you stuck your in her. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get caught up. Tiffany is dating David. They've been dating for a long time. Brianna is dealing with David while Tiffany is dealing with David. Mind you, Tiffany's not here. She's at college. So she doesn't know what's going on. I don't even think she knew about the hearsay, the rumors. But she knows now because I told her, because David told me, or David confirmed that him and Brianna are messing around. So I was like, oh, so y'all caught up? Okay, let's move on. I don't know how long they've been living in this house, but, there was to be no intermingling. It had to be girls with girls, boys with boys, parents with parents. Yeah. So I had to sleep in David's room. So my best friend, Brianna, and her little sister was all in one room. I was in David's room. The parents were, of course, in their room. And the older sister was in her room. So, my best friend and her little sister, they had beds. They had small beds, but they had beds. Now, David didn't have a bed. David was, they had carpet. So it's not like he was sleeping on hardwood floor. But yeah, they had carpet. So he had like a comforter or whatever like that. And I'm like, I think I had my own comforter. We didn't share. I had my own comforter. Okay, so he's like, just all in his feelings, and he's like, I'm trying to it's like take me back so I can just give it to y'all raw. Wait a minute. So he's like all in his feelings, and he just keeps saying like, I never meant to hurt her, and blah blah blah. Putting on like this little soft puppy dog persona, and I'm just like, you full of, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not buying it. So at a certain point, y'all, I'm telling you, if I remember, I would say it. I'm not holding nothing back. I'm telling you everything I remember. At a certain point, like, we kind of pivoted from that to us now wrestling. And at a certain point, he like pins me down and he's like on top of me, looking me dead in my eyes. And I'm like, oh. Because for me, I'm like, okay, he's always been the cutest guy in school. But I never thought to move in on him because I knew him to be straight. And not to mention, he's dating Tiffany. Hello. Off limits. Big no-no. So, but this man is like now on top of me in the midst of us wrestling. But I think he sensed the moment as well, like once our eyes locked. And I just started I just started blushing, and then he moved or whatever, and then he went to sleep. But I wasn't done playing because I'm like, now I feel like we done had a moment. And it's not like I was looking for another, like a moment to trump that moment. I just feel like, I was having fun. Like, it was fun, So, how it was like I said, he didn't have a bed, so he had a comforter. He was underneath his comforter, and he was turned away from me toward the window. The TV was still on. He didn't have a dresser. The dresser was on, so the TV was on the floor, the carpet. And so, okay, so he's facing away from me, and I'm just sitting up like, now I'm bored. I want to play. Like, why you start that if you wasn't going, So I took the pillow is that how it happened? Is that how we started play fight? Because I snatched the pillow from underneath his head? That might have been how it happened. We're going to say that's how it happened, because I don't see it happening any other way. Because that would be weird. So maybe that's how it happened. I just was playing around, and then we started wrestling, and okay. So, all right. So now he's trying to go to sleep. But I'm like, no, I'm not done playing. So I snatched the pillow away from him, and he says the weirdest thing to me.
I'ma call up. I like this kind of mess.
This dude says to me, if you don't give me my pillow back, I'm going to kiss you.
Oh, suck it now.
I'm like, what? I'm not thinking he's serious. I mean, come on. So I call him bluff. This man leans over and he plants the lamest kiss I've ever experienced from the same sex in my life.
Allegedly.
Tiffany has broken up with David. Now David and Brianna are exclusively openly dating, as if anybody was rooting for that. It's kind of like when you're watching a soap opera and you have your favorite couple on the show, and then they bring in like a replacement to replace one of the characters or the actors, and you're like, who asked for that? Where did she go? Bring her back. Not saying that I wanted Tiffany and David back together. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, who asked for Brianna and David to go? Y'all should have just kept this private.
I said what I said.
He was fine. Let me kind of paint the picture. I'm not gonna say he was black. We're not gonna say what shade, but he had like a athletic body up top. Not like abs, but he was toned, right? It wasn't giving like 8-pack or nothing like that. But he was toned. And then he had like some nice thick thighs and a fat booty. Ooh, okay, wait, all right, wait, pause, cut.
Oh, suck it now.
Sorry, I had to gather myself. I was getting flashbacks, honey. We gonna get there. All right, so I'm almost done, y'all, I promise. I hope this is not too long. I'm gonna have to, Yeah. So at some point in time, he and I exchanged numbers.